Okay. Let us get right into it. Why don't we? So, I was somewhat inspired by Hermes Agent. This is an alternative to OpenClaw or ClaudeBot or whatever you want to call it, from Nous Research, who I haven't thought about in a minute. So I wanted to go look a little closer at what they're up to. And the thing that I really remembered was Capybara. Nous Research Capybara. So this one is over 2 years old, which is, which tracks. Like I said, they've been pretty quiet for a little while. So I went digging around because I was thinking that if Hermes Agent is what is Hermes Agent? Let us look over at this. So yeah, Hermes Agent looks a lot like ClaudeBot. You talk to it, it'll do stuff. There's an LLM behind the scenes. So I was thinking that Nous probably had a model that's going to be well suited to this kind of agentic application. So Hermes the model was around before Hermes the agent. This one is from relatively recently, 5 months ago. So this one did in fact catch my eye. Because just due to the timing, although for the size, I guess I was going to have a closer look at Hermes 4, because this one's based on Qwen 3, 14B, and I'm a little more familiar with that architecture, but anyway, as I was poking around, one thing that really did catch my eye here is this oddball looking model, MOE 10B A1B. All right, that's a small model, 10 billion parameters, and only 1 billion active at a time. So that was pretty interesting. This step suggests this is a snapshot of the model at a point in time. The safe tensors stuff, that's all for PyTorch and so on. So this is all for PyTorch, transformers, that sort of thing. For more popular consumption, it'll be eventually bundled as like a GGUF or something. But no, I mean not this model actually. This oddball is not going to be bundled up as a GGUF. So I was poking around. What even is this? What is this? And yeah, so this person's kind of smart aleck response. But all right, here's a response that actually does answer the question, and this points to Psyche Network. And to a specific run. So, okay, Psyche Network. What is that? Psyche.network. Well, same Nous Research. This is a distributed training platform. Down here, it's basically a bounty for, renting out your GPUs. These are Solana addresses. Here's the Solana Explorer. So basically, they'll reward you, so to speak. They'll pay you through Solana. Okay, so basically, what we're doing here, what we're looking at here, is a distributed training process. Okay, let's wrap this up. I'm not sure that there's too much more that I wanted to actually show off. Simply that, this was kind of neat. little widget visualization thing. Simply that I thought it was pretty cool that these folks are still active. Despite the way that Hermes Agent is really kind of getting a lot of attention, there's not a ton of unique activity coming through the team feed. I guess the other thing that I was going to check out was, let's see, it's a Hermes. Well, we'll look at Hermes 4 and the Hermes 4 14B. And I'm just looking for GGUFs because that's going to make it pretty easy to work for consumer hardware. And the two that catch my eye immediately are Bartowski and M. Radermacher. Gonna check out Bartowski. This looks pretty reasonable. Quantized for its precision and among the things that I notice here are in the prompt here, some tool calling and some chain of thought type stuff. So conceivably this might be good for agentic use because it'll be deliberative and maybe be effective at calling tools, which is pretty much exactly what you would want from a language model that you're going to drive or use to drive an agent harness. So looking at all of this, it is a dense model. I mean, we knew this. It's based off of Qwen 3, but sometimes it's just kind of neat to see where are the quantizations, where are the savings, so to speak. This one's a pretty big matrix, this is a big matrix, and they've all been quantized sort of heavily. This one less so. Yeah. The down quantized different from the up, and so on. So, yeah. Looks to me like a pretty standard Qwen kind of architecture. And if I recall correctly, though, yeah, this is another thing that I thought was pretty interesting here. Refusal bench tests the model's willingness to be helpful in a variety of scenarios commonly disallowed by closed and open models. So that's really frustrating for an agentic harness when your model refuses to do something pretty reasonable. Okay, but as I recall, they have been able to accomplish all of this without obliteration. And that is actually pretty interesting because obliteration is one technique you can use to control refusals or to get rid of refusals. But in the process, it will usually interfere with how clever the model is. If you can get it to score this high on the refusal bench without obliteration, then that is a win. That's actually very interesting. Yeah, this is part of what I'm referring to. The reasoning scores are still pretty high after the post training. So function calling and tool use. Yeah, and this is interesting. I do believe that it is about time to wrap up this specific stream. Did we discover anything about Hermes Agent and what Nous has been up to? Yeah, I would say so. But clearly, the time has come. So anyway, maybe we'll do this again and look at some more language models. How's that? Yeah. So we've been looking at some LLMs.